So yesterday, Trump announced 25% tariffs on autos, and he also explained exactly why this is necessary in order for us to continue to grow in the United States of America. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get to it.
This is the beginning of Liberation Day in America. We're going to take back just some of the money that has been taken from us by people sitting behind this desk or another desk that's not quite as nice, but they have their choice of 7, as you know. And we're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country, friend and foe, and frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at, and we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been seeing, not reporting as accurately as it should be reported because it's a massive story. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. And I think also because of November 5th, the election, they're very happy. AI is coming back to levels that nobody's ever seen before. It's a new, sort of a new business, I guess, when you think about it. But it's plants are going up all over the United States, and many of them have already been started. We're getting early electricity taken care of. We're getting permits very quickly for them, and we're going to make their life very happy. They're coming in with tens of billions of dollars. Individual plants will cost 10, 15, even $20 billion. We're going to let them build electricity generating plants along with their plant, and they can't even believe it. And we're going to get them very quick permits, as I've done always. I did that in Louisiana with 2 LNG plants. I got them one permit in 1 day after waiting 14 years, and the other one in 1 week after waiting for 12 years. But this is very exciting to me. This is the automobile industry, and this will continue to spur growth like you haven't seen. Before I was elected, we were losing all of our plants. They were being built in Mexico and Canada and other places. Now those plants largely have stopped, and they're moving them to our country. In Indiana, the great state of Indiana, I love Indiana. Honda is building one of the biggest plants anywhere, and they've just started. They wouldn't have done it without this. In all cases, they wouldn't have done it without what we're doing. So we'll effectively be charging a 25% tariff. But if you build your car in the United States, there is no tariff. And what that means is a lot of foreign car companies, a lot of companies are going to be in great shape because they've already built their plant. But their plants are underutilized, so they'll be able to expand them inexpensively and quickly. But others will come into our country and build, and they're already looking for sites.
What does this mean? What is Trump saying? Because, of course, I go and I see what's happening on competing news stations, and I go into the comments, and obviously it's a huge gap between those that understand business and what's best for America and those that don't. What does this mean? This means that you're going to have jobs in the interim, and you're going to have long-term prospects for jobs, as well as more revenue and more tax money that is going into the coffers for the United States of America. Well, we have to have multi-level approach to what success looks like here because A, from an infrastructure perspective, we can't be dependent on other nations in order for us to make our products. Why do you think that Canada, why do you think that Mexico, why do you think that India, why do you think that that European Union, why do you think that these countries are so angry? Because we used to only charge today, we charge 2.5% tariffs on any product or any auto that comes inside of the United States of America. They don't care. They'll just raise the prices and they'll continue to do business, and they're going to run it up because they make more money here than they do in their own countries. Meanwhile, we can't sell vehicles in their countries, and we're the biggest consumers. So if we control all of the spending power, then why wouldn't we leverage that to make sure that we protect Americans, American citizens, and American companies first? And you can become an American company if you build products inside of America, not just sell them here, not just create dealerships. So what Trump is saying is, listen, you create jobs here for the cars that you want to sell, and you're not going to face the tariff. If you don't and you import it here, then it's going to be 25% similar to what you do, and you tariff us much more on the products that we export over into your country. Why do you think that we make vehicles outside of the country? Because ultimately, A, is he the cheaper, which basically gets rid of manufacturing inside of the United States of America, and B, because other countries require us to do so in order for us to be competitive in their market. We can't just go over there and sell vehicles. We either got to build plants there, and then we have to basically become a part of their culture, or we got to import it and pay a huge fine as a result of it. And what Trump is saying is, why would we be doing that when we can be supporting American businesses? We're under capacity. We're underutilized. We don't make as much here. We can protect the steel industry. We can protect the forest industry. We could scale up on aluminum. We can then open up coal mines. We can then create more jobs. We don't have to depend on the federal government to subsidize people's livings at the expense of taxpayers. And we can kill the federal deficit in the meantime. Why wouldn't we do that? But of course, you're going to have people that are whining and complaining and saying, oh my God, I can't believe it. Buy American. Buy American. Support your workers. Support people that actually make your products here. For us, by us. At a large scale on a national level. For us, by us. Buy American so that your children can have jobs. So that we not just a financing capital of the world, but we can then basically create and fix your communities. The smallest communities is the ones that benefit. The cities are the ones that benefit. The residents are the ones that benefit. The schools are the ones that benefit. Properties and property taxes are the ones that benefit. The workforce is the ones that benefit. You pro-union? Guess what? You'll have more places to unionize. Why is it so difficult?
They're looking for mostly sites. They don't want to take the old buildings that are empty and falling down. They want to build new. And there's tremendous action. There is likewise for other companies and countries, like the chip making process. Your chip bill was a disaster done by Biden. All he does is give tremendous amounts of billions of dollars to chip companies that will do nothing with the money. They're not going to use the money here. They're going to just keep it.
Kendrick says, what happens when the world does not buy American made? The world we don't make nothing. That's what you don't understand. You can't lose when you're not even competitive in the first place. We don't make anything, and we don't actually export anything, any of these products. Our auto companies don't make them. Dog, go and look at the reports. I am very much integrated in understanding of exactly where the majority of the profits are generated inside of our companies. Ford, Chrysler, well, Stellantis now. It's not even, we really only got 4 car companies. We got Rivian, we got Tesla, we got Ford, and we got GM. 98% of all profits from our car companies come from the United States of America. We're still trying to break into other countries, and they're not allowing us to do so. What do you mean? We are the biggest consumers. Basically, we locking them out unless they play by our game, and we continuing to bolster our companies because we don't need nobody but ourselves. And if they want to do business, then they need to do business the right way. How can you complain about something you don't have? What you mean? What if they don't buy it? They ain't buying it. They don't do that. Dude, get out. Go see the world. Go see it for yourself. Go see it for yourself. You can't worry about what everybody else do. We got to clean up home first. They dependent on us, not the other way around.
They have plenty of money. The one thing they have is they have a lot of money. In our case, all we're doing is saying you can't come in unless you build here. And the largest chip company by far is manufacturer from Taiwan is building here, and it'll give us almost 40% of the chip market just with that. They're spending almost $200 billion in the United States to build a plant, and they've almost started. They'll be doing much of the work.
He said you're missing the point. China does not need to sell to America. Why do I care about whether or not China sells to America? Okay, cool. Then let them do their thing, and we're going to do our thing. Why y'all so worried about what other countries got going on and whether or not you can come and export their products? You so desperate to want to be a part of what everybody, then go to China. then go to China. We should not be reliant on other countries for ourselves to prosper. We need to get our own house in order. I don't care. I've never been to China. I don't care about what China got going on to its Chinese citizens. I care about whether or not American companies prosper. Stop trying to convince me to focus on what everybody else is doing.
In Arizona. So we have a lot of exciting things, but to me, this is one of the most exciting. Now, outside of one specific day, and that's Liberation Day. That's the real Liberation Day of America, and that's going to be in April 2nd. And I look forward to it. We'll have a little news conference. We'll talk about it. But this is very exciting. So we're signing a executive order today that's going to lead to tremendous growth in the automobile industry. As you know, the electric mandate that we did allows you to buy a car now with electric or gasoline-powered or hybrid. You can buy any car you want. We had it so that within a short period of time, you had to buy all electric, and the country could never provide the money necessary to build all of those power plants that you would need all over the country. As you know, in the Middle West, they built 8 power stations. That's like the size of this desk or smaller. And they ended up spending $9 billion on 8. And of the 8, 4 of them.
That means that a lot of people got rich and they stole the money. That's what it means.
Didn't work. And we're not doing that. So you can buy electric, or you can buy gasoline, or you can buy hybrid.
OG Pope said the real question is, will the American consumer pay the extra 25%? Well, if you want something foreign, then pay the tariff. If you don't want something foreign, then you buy American. You don't have to pay the extra 25% if you're building inside of America or you're buying American. But if you don't, then guess what? You can pay the extra. If it means that much to you, then pay the tariff. If it means that much, and some stuff may be worth it. It may be some. I will tell you, I believe that things that are made outside of America will be probably reserved for the people that got extra resources and capital that want to pay the difference. You're gonna see the separation. But if it's made in America, then you get the discount. That's what it is.
Want to buy, and that's the way it should be. The market's going to determine that, and you're going to see prices going down, but it's going to go down specifically because they're going to buy what we're doing, incentivizing companies to, and even countries, but companies to come into America and build. And we're already setting records for new plants. I think the new plant number, the tally is just within a period of a few weeks. It's very large. I want to be accurate. It's very large. And I'd like to ask Will just to come and give some of the basics, and then I'll sign it, and it's off to the races. I think our automobile business will flourish like it's never flourished before. Yes, please, Will.
Thank you.
So Trump essentially is saying, look, the whole world, they got to pay to play when it comes to selling to American consumers. Either you're going to pay the fine or you can't come here and do what you want to do. And that has largely been the standard across the world. We the only people that's just catching up to the party because we've been selling out Americans and selling off American resources so that the world could benefit from it. That's all we've been doing, is we've been selling ourselves short and pedestalizing everybody else, making it seem like they're better than us. And as a result, your children and you are the ones that are suffering from it. Here's the biggest thing. You can't have both. You can't play both sides. Y'all can't complain about the lack of jobs. You can't complain about the fact that you keep sending resumes out. Can't complain that your baby daddy can't find a job. And then at the same time, complain about the industries that we creating that allows for him to be able to find work and get a good paying job at the same time. Pick a side. Either you're for people that's outside of America or you for America. Either you against us or you for us. Which one is it? And there is no middle. There is no in between. It ain't no, I understand both sides. Either you're for America or you're not. Either you take pride in who we are as a country or you don't. Either you want the best thing that's for your children or you don't. It's as simple as that for me.